Okay, Adam and Lemuel here. Welcome to Todd Family Farm. This is a tutorial on how to use a Phoenix harrow. So that's what we're going to do on this video. If you find it boring, that's okay. You don't have to watch. But you might be searching for how to do it. It's a little bit of a tricky thing to get the hang of. Once you get the hang of it, real simple. So we're going to go down here and show you how to do a Phoenix harrow. And check out our other videos if you like this one. And we blog, kinda. My daughter does most of it, but we're a farm in central Iowa and do about 600 acres. So we try to blog a little bit and show you our day-to-day routine. And this is just a kind of a bonus video of how to operate the Phoenix harrow. So go check out some of our other videos. Give them a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment if you're interested. But we're going to pull down here in the field and show you how it works. Okay, we will link to a video showing this in action. We might not do a whole lot of action shots here today. This is kind of just a how to fold out type of a deal. So I'm going to take this off, and you come around here, and you grab. There's two wrenches back here, and these wrenches here, this one and this one, are to adjust your linkage back here on this one. So that would adjust that. We're not going to do that today. You have one that's hollow, and it's a good pry bar, but it's hollow. And the other one is a solid bar right here. Okay, I'm going to take that and unstrap. Now the hollow one works well to pry these around. This is a dolly wheel, and if you want to do it, you can take that one and you can lock these in. And they'll lock at certain points around here. And there's another set of pins. So you'll take that one out, take a big pry bar and help it around maybe when you're moving, have a second guy, and you can lock it in a narrow transport, and your whole thing will be narrower. Seldom do we ever do that because we farm close. We don't have to go down the highway. So we just have them out. It'll be a little splay-legged. That's normal. I hate it that it's that way, but it's just, I don't want to say a design. It's just how the machine is. And there's pros and cons to it. One of the cons to this machine is that it gets splay-legged, and what that means is that you'll be riding in these, instead of your wheel going straight, it's going to be cocked out. Okay, that's just how it's going to be. We don't mind it. We're not all that wide. We just go down the road slow from field to field. So I'm going to take and let these. I'm going to have this bar right here. And I'm going to set this up, and I'm going to take this strap up and lock it out of the way real quick. Okay, we're going to go over here and do it to this other side. Right over there, and I'm going to knock these chains down to where they're not going to drag up on us. Pull them out here, and then we'll spread this thing out. Okay, take this strap off. The dolly wheels are free now in field mode or field to field transport. I'm going to take this out of the way. This. Okay, we're ready to fold out. I'm gonna put this wrench back here in its holding position. You have straps back here too, that if you want to use these to hold up the back side, and then there's a chain right here that I use to hold that up. And but we don't use those until we transport it down the road a long ways. Holds it up. So we're going to spread this thing out. I'll show you just a little bit of doing it. But if you want to see it in operation, you can go to another video. It'll be down in the description. It might be up. Abby might put it up in the corner, and you can see it running in real operation. We're going to test fire it here just a little bit so you can see it. Then I'll be back and show you how we fold it up, and that'll give you an idea. My dad will run it at 5 miles per hour, and it does a pretty decent job at 5 if your conditions are right. But really, run it as fast as you can tolerate. I like to run at 9.5. On real rough ground, I'll at least get 7.5, and we will be throwing dirt. And this thing crabs terrible. That means the dog trots over, so it's better to go up and down hills with it. You're smooth and you're not cutting any ruts or furrows, so it's okay to go up and down hills. It helps to go up and down hills, so this thing pulls straight and true. So when it crabs, what will happen is one side will be going just like crazy, and the other one will just be walking slowly, because one will be very aggressive and one will be very shallow when it's over. So it changes your angle. Most guys I've ever seen will run this thing at about a 45 degree, and your pitch is set right here, so that will slide back against that stop. And if you want the further up, the sharper the angle these will be, and the more aggressive of a dig you'll get. We probably should have shortened it up to do that no-till ground, but we didn't. This will work, but you can get pretty flat out here at 25 degrees. We run it at this. We like to run fast. It throws a lot of dirt. Now what this thing does, a great thing is it likes moisture. It does well in moisture. It doesn't do well in really high standing corn stalks, but if your corn stalks have overwintered and they're debris, they're deteriorated a little bit, it beats them up nice. This pot will fluff your rocks up on top of the ground. It fluffs the residue up on top of the ground though, but it takes the rocks, picks them up and lays them on top of the ground. Not a bad thing, but you need to go pick up your rocks. It lays residue back up. So if you cover your residue up in the fall and then you want it back on top of your ground in the spring, this does great. It beats the tar out of dirt and residue, which is a good thing because you want that residue busted up enough to deteriorate back down into the soil. But you got to plant through it. It's just how it is. The last thing is this thing will go probably two days before anything else does as far as moisture is concerned. It likes moisture. It likes the clods to be slightly damp to bust them up, and it really chews them up. So I'll show you running this, then we'll be back here after I do this field, and we'll fold it back up. And we're going to take, it's the hydraulic control that raises and lowers your tensioning arms here. So that would be the wrong direction. You need to use the hydraulics that go this way. And I kind of like to watch my chains, and if they start to get under the harrows, I'll bump, and they shouldn't be. They're going to be clear. I will bump my arms, pick my arms up enough to pull the harrows back out. So you see there, it's tight. It's against the stop. The chains are tight. Every once in a while, you'll see there's hooks right there, and your chains are catching those hooks. If they're caught in there, they won't come out. You need to pick up your arms a little bit and bring them up off the top of those hooks, but those where your chains rest. Now we're set to go. You just hit the other one, let that back down, let it all the way down. And most of the time when I'm running this thing, I don't pick it up. I just leave her down, and we go like the Dickens. I'll show you a little bit of running this machine, then we'll show you folding it up, and we'll link it to another video to watch it run. Okay, here's it going slow, and you can see we're still going downhill, but we're kind of crabbing. And you can see what I tell a little bit, that it's fast on one side and slow on the other. So you try to just pull square up the hill or on flat ground. Now we're going to get down here, and we make kind of wide turns, and you can see we're going slow here, but it's still busting up. It's fluffing up the residue. It's fluffing up the rocks. Our rocks are easier to see after this. And it makes a good seed bed. But I'm gonna have to get serious. I'm gonna have to run this thing quite a bit faster, and I'll be back when we fold it up. There we go. Now we're starting to throw some dirt. There we are. You can see even, I don't know if you can see on the video, but I'm going to close this and get serious. But you can see it's knocking them clods apart. Okay, we've done these two little fields. And we're going to fold this thing up. I'll show you how we do it. Now, first off, always critical to lift up your machine first. We're just going to put her up here on the farm and park it. So we're not going to ratchet anything up, and we're not going to lock in the outside dolly wheels, the wing wheels. So now to pull this thing up, those tensioning arms there come up first, and then that middle mast to start sliding. And it's good to move a little bit. We're in soft dirt. It's not imperative that you move here, but I'm letting it back up a little bit just so it doesn't screw into the ground. Now, I ought to kind of go back there and pull those harrows up, but I'm going to leave them like that just because we're going to be close to the farm here. I'm going to go up here and unhook it. And when I unhook it, all I'll do is I'll let the arms down like so and unhook everything. Put it down on the jack stand and pull the pin. Take the hydraulic hoses out. But while we're going down the road, we'll have the tensioning arms up like that, and it holds the chains out of the way. And I may even let this thing out just a little bit and let her down on the ground. And that's all she wrote. So I hope you learned something, and maybe give us a like or a subscribe.